Well, welcome to FPL Top Dogs Ballyhaunis, and this is the beginning of the new season, 2024-25, and first episode here, and I'm the Guru Vince Wega to take you through a synopsis of what's happened in Game Week 1. It's been kind of hit, middle, and miss for a lot of people. There's a wide range of scores, and there is a lot of disparity and people in 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. It's a big spread in the Christy Nicholson pub league. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just have a show you the first video of the new series, and we will show you basically what I plan to take you through, and also a little bit of end of season review from last season. And yeah, I'll just share the screen. No camera for me today, just issues. Can't be perfect. Just want to get something out there and done. So I'll get this podcast done for the town in and around, and it's a bit of interest for those that are living abroad as well, and keeps us all together. Right. Yeah, this is it. Big screen, FPL Top Dogs, Ballyhaunis here in Ireland, the Christy Nicholson Pub Fantasy League. Enjoy. Yeah, and just want to say congratulations to Carney for picking up his first Christy Nick. And of course it's just epic, isn't it? It's just like nothing describes winning your first one. And after that the pressure's off, you can all chill. Great score of 2,552 points. Ended up something like 20,440 in the world of 10 odd million. So yeah, first slide here. After the first game week, myself 74 points, a bit better than middle of the road. Few in the 80s. Golden Oldie still rule. Yes, this is a reference to Salah, Mitoma, and a few others we'll go into as well, that they've come back in style. And Saka is a bit of a golden oldie now in our teams. A lot of people still don't have Saka, and a lot of Arsenal, but it's just my review here. Yeah, the Chelsea Man City 2-0. That's 91 goals for Haaland now, and he's had 100 appearances for City, so it's not a bad strike rate. Goal a game. So yeah, I'm just saying, like, Haaland, Salah, and we say the other, Haaland and Salah. Everybody was just thinking, do I have one of them or do I have both of them? And I think just after the first game week, I think the versatility of having both might win out, because that was my plan all along, is to kind of alternate the captaincy between these two until game week 13 when they play each other. I think it is. And I just want to have a stress-free, team that I've built. Um, I was going to go with Allison in goal, so we wouldn't have to worry about Flecken or Henderson against the bigger teams. But I changed and ripped up everything in the last second, like seconds before the deadline, which was last Friday, around 6:30. That was meant to be, well, somewhere in that I was going into work. Um, so like from what I done, if I left it alone, I would have been a point up because I had Ellison here and goal. I didn't have Trent. I had Anderson. He got no points. He got a booking and conceded two. Um, your man Ellison got 7, and Buemo would have got me 9. And so, I've got in for Smith Rowe, TAA and Flecken instead of Allison, Anderson, and Buemo. So works out that I would have had like 9 plus 7, which was 16, 0 for Anderson. And this time I just picked up 15. So I'm down a point, but I'm not going to quibble. I have TA, and it looks like the 3 Liverpool was the way to go. Look, I think Gordon's got great games coming up anyway. Okay, there's a few away games there, but home at Spurs, that's Newcastle's cricket score sort of thing. They'll get really into stride for Spurs. 3 away days. It's actually 4 there. There's a lot of away there. So people are saying, "Oh, Gordon isn't as great as away from home," but I'm going to give him a chance, and it's just a hunch. Eze got away with Eze. I was thinking about Eze, and I was thinking about Jota as well, going to 3 up. But again, I wasn't convinced about the slot sort of how would he start and play and all that sort of stuff. Um, so look, I had to go with Haaland and Salah mainly because the way I figured it out in my head was what happens if Salah blows Ipswich away a Hattie? I haven't got him and I've not captained him. And the same with Haaland in game week 2 with Ipswich. So that's it. I'm just not going to jack it in like I always do at the beginning of every season, especially the last 2 gone. So just messing around, and I'm not been happy that not have Bruno Fernandes. I wanted him in the team. I wanted a Cole Palmer in the team, but you have to sacrifice Salah, even Haaland to a certain extent. So, like the way I see it is, a third of the people went without both. A third went with Salah. Well, we'll say a third went with Haaland and Salah, but whatever way it works out. But it's lots of people went without both, and you could pick with whoever you wanted. So it's been very mixed this season. It's just been, I don't think there has been a template. Yeah, there's a template if you have Salah only. Yeah, there's a template if you've got Haaland only. Yeah, there's a template if you've only got Salah, if you got Salah and Haaland. So there's too many templates. So everyone's going their own way, which is good. I think this is good because now people will be range finding, and I think I'm quite good in a season where you're range finding. When you want to get off a template, and 90% of the people in like the last 2 years have a template, they're not, and they're disciplined and they don't care if it's boring and it's about points, and I don't care who's boring. I'll pick the same boring stuff. Yeah, I don't excel in that. And lots of people, it bores me to death. So hopefully this is a year where it's going to be like everyone's scattergun all over the place, and we're just trying to figure out what sort of team we can get and build some value in your team. Um, by the time it gets up to December, January, where you can do another wild card, and then you can really see the difference between teams that have been able to build up value. And this is an awful important part of the season because we're starting to get now a lot of, let's go to what's been going on with the price rises. Yeah, good stuff. You just got in there. So there's not been any price rises as of yet. Um, but there has been faller. Sancho, of course, 6.4. Tony's gone down. He won't be playing. He looks like he could be going to Saudi. He has to decide that. Rodrigo down to 6.4. Kwanzaa down to 4.4 already. He was pretty high ownership. I was debating about getting him in for Van de Ven, and I think Spurs will keep a clean sheet somewhere, but I have to have Paro. Um, so anyway, Barco is at minus 12%, and if he gets to minus 100%, he should go down 3.9, but he might be going on loan to Seville here. And if that's the case, if he goes to Seville, then his 4.0 will be locked in and he won't be moving up and down. That's not what we wanted. Um, Marcos Acuna is leaving Seville and they need cover. And it looks like he's going to be earmarked to go out on the loan to Seville for the year, the Argentine. Um, so it's a kind of a bit of a shame. In my draft, for instance, I have Barco and a Stupinan, so I'll be waiting for a Stupinan to come back, and I got to offload Barco, but I think he will go, and that explains everything now why he's been on the bench. So this is the latest coming out of Spain. Barco is considered a top talent in England and his native Argentina. He will arrive to compete with Adriana Pedrosa to be Francisco Javier Garcia Pimentel starting left back, whatever. So that's the latest there. So get rid of that tab. Let's go back to this. So yeah, possible risers now. Robinson is getting close. I'm not sure if I need. A lot of people will probably want to offset TAA if they don't have him and get into that Liverpool defense there. At 6, they have loads of good home games. They got even United coming, which should be a banker for them. Jota, look, he's bound to rise before Friday, maybe Thursday. Well, it might be a bit too early for Thursday night. It's Wednesday now. Havertz now looks like the one to likely. I'm not sure about that. I would prefer Saka if I could squeeze him in, but yeah, I can see that. Look, all we know really is Saka and Havertz had destroyed Wolves the other day, and they mopped up all the attacking returns between them. And Saliba and Gabriel did what they always do. Clean sheet, and they look impressive. So yeah, no change with Arsenal. Everything from last season looks good for them. And they have Timbers to come back, and they've a few good signings to come in. Bernardo is interesting. I was looking at him. I think he's only 6.5. I'm looking at Matoma as well, but Brighton have tricky games initially. So is definitely one to watch. And Welbeck and Saka will be are about 50% plus 50%. So roughly the indication when you get to plus 100%, it's not dead on 100. It's down to FPL to decide. It's just it gives us an idea this 100% or minus 100% when a player is due or should be. If it gets to 100%, doesn't necessarily mean for certain that player is going to rise or minus 100% to decrease by that 0.1. And remember about this stuff. If you bought in Barco 4.2 and he went to 4.0 and he went to 4.2, you if you sold him, you get the 4.1. So for every 0.2 a transfer, if you bought somebody in a 4 and he goes up to 5 million, then you should be banking 0.5 million. Okay, so you have to keep an eye on the prices, and there's nobody here I'd be looking at to getting in at all. I do like a bit of value when I see the prices falling. Kwanzaa could fall to 4.3 the way he's going. That would be a good pickup for somewhere later down the line, but that would block off the third Liverpool. And for me personally, I'm looking at Jota, and just have to treble up on Jota. Yeah, I think it's a pretty easy one for me just to do for Gordon to Jota, but I still want to give Gordon a chance. But we'll see. There's nothing else coming through on FPL price changes. There's nothing more recent than this sort of information you have now. But if you see this video tomorrow, check FPL price changes or wherever you think, and you'll get a good idea. Yeah, let's have a look further in but yeah, well, I'm going to be looking at um two premiums. I think it does look good, and the Salah and the Haaland and the rotation. That's I'm just going to keep it simple and have a clear vision and stick to it and not go um Lula and panicking and doing transfers just to get price rises. I'm I've done that for the last 2 years, where it's chasing prices and getting off players before they go down and up, and you get lost. And I'm going to do less change and less overthinking this season. Barco, where art thou? Of course, I've just explained that now and what the story was with him. Kwanzaa turns to squash. Yeah, it's just a play on his name, but look, he can't be guaranteed. No, he can't be guaranteed for minutes. He could well start in front of Kanate. But yeah, obviously we know all about the losing duels and Liverpool wanting to be more, you know, um, competitive there against Ipswich. Ipswich just gave everything in the first half, first 50 minutes, and they were just on their knees after that. And promoted teams will give it them all. But the condition of Liverpool in the end really won out, and they could have won 4 or 5. Jota Gordon Matoma, that's my conundrum. I'm going to see whether a sticker twist. But the fact Jota will be going up soon, I'm keeping a close eye, and I'll make a decision tomorrow about what to do with Gordon. Should give him another chance, but yeah, it's just Jota kind of sucking me in a bit. Game week 2 preview, of course. Yeah, a lot of people are considering to trip cap Haaland for this game week coming up with Ipswich at home. Now, I'm not a big fan at all of trip capping a single game week. I'd rather have it later on, somewhere down the line, and I'll be captain in Haaland, of course, for Ipswich. But if he scores 20 points, I'll get 40. The other dudes will get their 20. So, he could even get more than 20 points. So yeah, it could be up to 25 points. I could lose if I don't trip. But, you know, somewhere down the line there could be um I know there's going to be less double game weeks this season, something because the FA Cup is going to have their own single game weeks. The game weeks won't be interrupted. The Prem games won't be on when the FA Cup games are on at the weekend. So they've decided to reschedule things. So there's going to be less chances. So I'm going to wait for that rare chance somewhere down the line where there is a double game week. And it's just, I can't do it. I can't trip cap. Look, we've seen last season as Jack Carney got back to me. I remember last season, Haaland has, the trip cap was a disaster. I think he did get a goal in 2 games, but he blanked in one. So that's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, he's trip capped. You've got your 24 points. So, um, for me, the way I like to do it is trip cap is usually the last thing I play. And the bench boost, normally I try to set up either a wild card into dead end into a bench boost, something like that, later down the line. So for me, it's about patience at the start. But people play their own game, and look, I could have egg on my face now with Haaland with 7 goals against Ipswich, and that's what people are buying into. They're buying into what if the dream is a car salesman. He's giving you a dream. You buy into the dream. You buy the car, and then you end up with a nightmare. Most of the time, it's selling the dream. FPL price changes, we've just done that, but don't panic if you've got a lower score. I've seen lots of people with 50s, and okay, they don't have Salah, but they have Jota. Having a look at Jack Harney's team, right now. He got a 62, above average, above the 57 average for game week one. Haaland, Wood, and Havertz. What a call, them three. Unbelievable, Wood. Um, and also Foden, Jota, Smith, Rowe, Madison. Madison's a good call. He did well. I fancy him to click in more for the season. He wants to prove, like not getting into the England squad. He's going to use that motivation. I was reading in the paper. Mitchell, Tyrick Mitchell, Mikalenko, Guardiol. So you got Trip up in Man City ready for game week two. I only have the one, so that we'll see what Salah does against Brentford at home. Yeah, Havertz and Wood, as I said, Timber on the bench and Kunku, and he's Mazzaroli from Man United who got the eight, Pickford in goal. So I really like that team. I like it's very, very universal. It just depends, he's open now to, he got a bit of Arsenal, a bit of Spurs, a good chunk of City, a touch of Liverpool, touch of everything really in that team. And he's got Timbers who probably start. He can do. Yeah, I like it, and Kunku just in case. Chelsea have good fixtures. I see very little with people with Cole Palmer in there, which is he will be a great differential. I'll go back to the video. Yeah, the video. What else have we just have to have a quick look at? Yeah, so King Mo the Great. Yeah, he's a differential in a way. Massive. Lots of people just can't get to him if they want Haaland, or they have to go ripping up their team. And do people apparently they're taking minus fours now to get Haaland or Saka or Haaland, depending on which one, especially with City with Ipswich now. I I was thinking about this way ahead. I said, there's no way I'm going to be taking minus eights at game week two to squeeze in. Now, yeah, it's about mitigating the damage. And with with Haaland and Foden and Guardiola, you're that could be a 60 pointer right there. Foden came off the bench because at halftime because of an injury to um, what's his name again? Saviota. Well, Savino. Savino. Yeah. So Foden should be fine for that. Starting against Ipswich, eased into it. So I have to come up with something. Um, but Bernardo Silva would be the easy, you know, out for that. Gavardio, yeah. I'm not taking any hits. I'll be just leaving it at that and see if my Liverpool can do. But as you're thinking about Jota against Brentford, but something's got to give with this Gakpo, who Slot sees him as a left winger now. And you've seen him against Haaland, and he scored that good goal in the Euros from that left side. So he could be competing with Luis Garcia, and that means Darwin is competing with Jota up front in this sort of role. It does concern me how Liverpool played in the first half. They just really were out of kilter, and what Slot did um, really worked out well in the end. So just have to keep an eye on if you got Darwin. Um, the two of them, Gakpo and Darwin, they're going to go down in value pretty quick, I would say, if people are just running away. Because it's about minutes in this game. You need players with minutes, and you need to keep an eye out in the cups and the Champions League when it comes around, especially with Villa after game week four. And so the rest they all have the game. So yeah, I like that. And a good call. I think the Iwoni, I think from Nottingham Forest, did he pick up a slight injury and Wood was able to play? But yeah, that's good stuff there from Ja to get Wood in. So I think he's going to be in a good situation in game week two. I can't see nothing but a point haul there. So that's the thing with the old favorites, Saka, Salah, and Matoma really destroying this game week. Next is I think is Pedro Porro. I had to have him in my team myself, and the mask of Porro strikes again. Good little header, and then it was just shocking to see how Spurs folded, and it's just typical Vardy popping in there and just no, it's absolutely shocking stuff from Tottenham. It really is. And some people have tripped up on Tottenham. You know, they have Solanke, Son, and Porro. They had a good start to last season. They had a draw away to Brentford, and then they went on a 9-game winning streak. Well, we'll see. Arsenal to play coming, so Newcastle away, which is their bogey team. The next game is at home to Everton. That could be tricky. You know, Dice and the lads will want to do something. That'd be just a game to prove whether Spurs are just the false dawn year after year. Might as well get it over and done with now. So it wouldn't happen last year where the title was being discussed somewhere near November, and then the Chelsea game came up and total catastrophe. The injuries to Madison and so Romero, um, and everything just fell to pieces after that, and then they were just micking about then here and there. So you got a feel for Spurs fans in a way. They're just a total disaster. But Porro for me is the guy. Son is a frustration. Something frustrating about. Brandon Johnson missed a few sitters. Solanke missed a few headers. You know, if that game could have been put to bed, wasn't. And in the Prem, if you don't put these games to bed, they'll never give up and never give in. You know, there's all sorts of clauses in contracts. If you get an assist or a goal, they're not really bothering about a draw or winning or losing. The players can make loads of money on sort of, completed passes or whatever it is. So that's the story there. I'm not very bullish with Spurs, but I want Porro. Yeah, Captain Kirk or Captain Cirque beamed in to save the day for United. Came in after about 60 minutes. I think for anyway, he came in and Garnacho came on as well, made the assist. Garnacho could have got a goal at the end as well. But yeah, Captain Zirk, that's a good sign for United, but they have kind of underwhelmed for most of the match. Don't think Fulham had their chances as well with Andreas and Smith Rowe, and even Munoz up front. He had a chance, and United weren't very very compelling. But Delete came on. A few of their, the new guy, the Mazzarulli, that Ja has in his team, had a terrific game. Mano did what he did. It was solid. And United, Bruno Fernandes could have had at least three in a day. So that scares me what Bruno can do. So and there's no way Garnacho can mitigate Bruno. And United will get penalties. And Bruno looked brilliant. He had something like an expected goal of like 1.7 or something stupid. Massive. It was the leader that actually just got 3 points, but him and Eze for me are the ones that scare me the most. They scare the bejesus, and the sooner the Man City go in and take Eze, the better. Then he will not be an option. But some free kick, Eze, which was called back, referee blew his whistle. So unfortunate with that goal being ruled out for Palace, but that's the small margins there. And Brentford went on to win 2-1 when they looked absolutely overrun for most of the first half. But Wissa gets a lucky one, and he got an assist. He did great for my draft team, which you'll see later. But yeah, there's a little bit shame. I think it's Yarrow is injured for United. But they've got some bodies in. Need to get rid of a few more. And United, same old from last season. A 1-0 at home, a lucky 1-0 win against Wolves. I think it was at home or whatever. I think it was a home, or I think it was away actually at Wolves. It was a lucky 1-0 win. But yeah, it's same old, same old. It's just, I see Eric Ten Hag as like more of a lucky manager than good. And as we all know, Fergie, wasn't lucky, but lots of people prefer a lucky manager to a good one. There's a saying like you can beat the best, but you can't beat the blessed. Yeah, Isak, it was an absolute disaster for loads. Loads of people capped, nearly 50% of the 10 million capped either Haaland or Saka. Sorry, Isak. A bit tired now. A bit tired. Isak, so 7 and 5 points, as you can see there, 44.5% the base, and that 20% that don't have Salah. That was massive differential there, and it's just one of those. I think it's going to be swings and roundabout. Probably that 14 will probably go to Haaland now against Ipswich, or even 24, and Salah might get the 7. So I think it will flip between them, and I think Isak, of course, with Southampton going down to 10 men after Shar getting sent off for a headbutt, but we've all seen like it was a terrible display, by the Southampton lad, Toku, acting. They get a fellow pro sent off. It's just there was nothing in it really. But yeah, they done well, I suppose, just to get the win in the end of 60 minutes down to 10 men, and that kind of ate into what Gordon and Isak could do between them. But Joe Linton popped up with the goal, and yeah, I've going to keep faith with Isak big time. Still have massive faith in him. I think it's a no-brainer to keep him anyway. Newcastle, they have a lot of what I think Newcastle are very well suited away from home on the break with that pace that they have. And it looks like Livermento will be playing a lot more games. There's rumors of Trippier being offloaded, and Hall as well is getting game time. Don't know when Botman will be coming back, but Pope is back for Newcastle, so a bit too pricey for me. I'd love to have Pope in my team, seriously. That's where I'm with that. So unlucky if you have Isak. It's just one of those three-way things. When it's your turn to haul. The return of the myth, return of the Mac is a return of the Mac. Coolio, return of the Mitoma. Yes, he's back. 2020, 22 to 23. He got 7 goals and 9 assists last season, 3 goals and 7. A little bit of a drop off there, but he was injured for most of last season. 6.5. I think that's really, really good value. I love what he does down the left. I had Matoma a few seasons ago. I wonder, was that yeah, don't think it was the season when I won it, but I had a good season after it, and I remember Matoma was really good for me. So it's just someone who to keep an eye on, and Brighton, really great start, and yeah, Welbeck as well is just solid, and yeah, that's what stealing goal for Brighton as well. Dunk had a terrific game, very solid, and Mena, who was where Barco was meant to be playing. We now know that I don't know where Brighton get these players, these unknown players coming from wherever, and they just fit in, and then they're scoring. It's just just shockingly amazed at what Brighton are doing. And with De Zerbi gone and a new dude in, and it's just like Potter gone and a new guy in. It's just like goes on. And Pochettino was in once, and a new guy in. And it's just goes on forever and ever with Brighton. So I'm just dumbfounded at what they're doing down there. Um, yeah, this is a new. Well, it's not a new thing, but the top dog this week is Ethan Keane. Congratulations. Yeah. I suppose I could just have a quick look at his team. Sorry, I can't bring it up, but it's very easy to get my phone here. Ethan with Raya in goal, 8 points, along with Saka with 12. Um, Double Arsenal. He's got two Villa on the bench. He has his Barco and a pair three in the bench. Rogers and Consa, that's handy. He's got his Watkins, which Watkins looked a bit leggy against West Ham. Never was really in the game. He got João Pedro, so not much in the front line here to get his 85. Five for Isak, two for João Pedro, and two for Watkins. But yeah, of course, he's got Salah captained, which Eze 2 points, Garnacho 4 points. There's a lot of single figures. It's the defense and a bit of the midfield is giving them that 85. Rea, Guardiol, White, and Pedro Porro, Saka, 12 points, and yeah, Salah with 28. It feels like I've got a similar score at 74, but no, I'm 11 points. I think it's the Saka thing is where I've missed. I had Nkunku, and that seems to be the difference between getting to the top for me anyway, my side. But I'll stick with Nkunku for the time being and give the Chelsea fixtures a chance and see how his minutes are. But how easy is it to swap Nkunku to Bernardo or Matoma, especially Bernardo for Ipswich in the next game week coming up. So yeah, so well done Ethan there for that one. A great pick, a great start to your season. Jason McGoldrick, well done, 84. Tommy Cunyan, who finished third in 2017 when Park Rowan won it and I came second, 80 points, a bit of pedigree. He's got his top dogs trophy there. Duncan, the nice guy, Hannon, he's just a nice guy. He's just a great guy, Tottenham lad. From the town of Ballyhaunis, 80 points. Good, very, very good score. Let's have a quick look at Duncan's. Yeah, Duncan Maddenson. Maddenson. Yeah, I love that. He's got his three Spurs, of course, Solanke, Madison, and Pedro Porro. Neto and goal, Kufel, Saliba, and in midfield, Sangrian. Joe Linton. Wow, that's a left field goal. Well done. Salah captain, Haaland up front, Isak, and of course I said Solanke. Dunk, Winks, Richards on the bench with Ramsdale. So yeah, kind of got away with 80 points with three Spurs in it. And just the Haaland up front, fair enough. Joe Linton, that's a great call. I've got to take my cap off for that. Well done, Duncan. Great call. But that's your team, 80 points. Dunk on the bench for 6 now. That's something to consider. I think Dunk is really hit the form. He's the type to go up for a header and do a Gabrielle. So a good guy to have on the bench and will play regularly. Neil Lacers Carney, 78 points. He was really leading for long periods of last season. He done very well. All the Carneys did last season. The Christy Nick. Yeah, how did Lacers do? Lacers, Mikalenko, Gabriel Byrne, and Kunku, Salah captain, Palmer, Saka, Eze, and Havertz and Isak. So he's going to be running and jumping or hiding behind sofas with City against Ipswich next week. it's going to be interesting. Although with your Palmer, he could be covering a lot with Wolves, Palace, Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton, Forest, and then Liverpool in game week 8. And it gets more trickier than for Chelsea. But they have a good run up until then. Um, Connor Hussey, yeah, is kind of had a bit like myself, two Ennis Horribilis of a year. Um, Tricky year, but a good 76, great. Anything in those mid 70s is terrific. Gets you in a good position and ready to attack game with two. Uh, Connor's got Isak, Haaland, Wijal, Pedro up front, 5, 7, and 2. 28 points from Salah, captained. And he's got his Jota in the pair of three. Lovely. With a three-man midfield, three attack. Eze's there. Dallo, Zinchenko, Mikolenko, Alexander, Arnold, and Henderson. So the defense done really well there. Yeah, a bit of everything. No Spurs. He's got a Smith Rowe on the bench. Pretty universal team. A bit apart from yeah, there's no Arsenal in there, so Arsenal to consider. But they didn't go massive against Wolves. They could have, and I just feel like a lot of us have got away with the picks we've not had, except for Salah. Salah was the one. I have no Saka, but he just got the goal. Um, did he get the assist as well? Maybe. And I think he did. And I don't have Jota, but he got the goal and a bit. Um, so I do feel like Eze should have got the goal, but just got two. So all the players I haven't picked or would have went for, they've kind of. And João Pedro only got the two. Don't have him, and lots of people have him. So yeah, I feel like I've got away, and I'm very, very well aware, and most people feel the same way. What can I do for next week so that I won't be taking a chance as much as I did this week game week? But we're all taking chances, and the puppy's a little bit below. It's Pa, Kylie, the Oracle, the Hitman, Gary Higgins, former Ballyhaunis Town player, Rory the Mission Halford, and myself. So it's a lot of experienced and winners up there, and it's just up to us now to keep in the game. And really and truly, game week, really nothing really forms properly until game week 6 or 7 or 8, and you get a good idea. And then after that, then you kind of know after the international breaks. And you guess you're getting up to October and, early November, and really, really by then we'll have a good idea of the makeup of the league this year with the danger zone. Anything else here? Yeah, I've gone through all that, so yeah, good stuff. Yeah, well, we'll just go back to Ja. This is Ja. Congratulations. Last season, this is this how Ja won it. 2,552 points. 78. That was a very good score. Got an extra 10 points. He was thinking about actually captaining Pedro Parr against Sheffield. Parr scored the goal as well. But look, he had to go with Haaland the last game of the season. And yeah, Fergie, Great Guns Walsh pushed them all the way. And he was saying, Ja was saying it was all about Cole Palmer for him. It was something like Crystal Palace. I think it was somewhere in February. And he got 2 assists. And yeah, Ja was watching the game and he was thinking, I really fancy that. Yeah, Chelsea won 3-1 away. Conor Gallagher, who's gone now to Atletico Madrid. And João Pedro has gone the opposite way to Chelsea now. So we have to think, well, João Pedro's been to Chelsea before, I think. It was Chelsea, or was it Liverpool? I think it was Chelsea. So he'll come back and possibly link up with the manager whom we might know, and that could be a good thing for Chelsea. But it's just another winger, isn't it? But yeah, Conor Gallagher got his 2 goals, and Enzo Fernandez scored the late a late one to make it 3-1. But Cole got 2 goals that day. And when Jag got him in, this was about the 12th of February. When Jag got him in, didn't Palmer go and score a hat trick against Man United? I think that the late goals at Stamford Bridge, and then the 6-0 against Everton. And I think he either captained them or but he just that just shooted them all the way up, and he was able to kind of keep his chips intact for long periods, and he had them coming, 3 of them really the last few games of the season. It was like playing a chip. Game week 36, 37, the last one. Um, a trip captain on game week 38 on Haaland, but yeah, we'll see. That was a great win there. So, Ja, congratulations, Fergie there in second. Dara Hunt there, 67. Got over 2,500 points, third place. Rory got the Kirkclap Memorial Cup in fourth. Great, brilliant score. Stevie Nolan, fifth. Hughie Carney, well done there. 2 Carneys in the top 6. Owen Cunyan, and there. Bobby Rutter from the Royal Albert Hall, where I work, part-time job, but he's not taking part this year. He says he wants a break. John C. Halpin, ninth, earns a cap with Sean Sniper Gilday, earns the cap, the black and red cap. Connor Freely in 11th, Owen Collins, all very, very good scores. Liam, the Oracle there, always gets in between top 15 and top 5. Jackie the Dancer Maloney there in 15th. Kieran Kiley, Long Dog there. Gary Higgins, always consistent, and has had a good game week this round as well. Dave Martin, Joy Fahy, Daniel Jordan, Tony Silvermines O'Brien in there. Cahill Crumpet Carney, the CCC. 22, just pipped. Well done, Cal. You got me. Yeah, that's myself there. I came back. I came back pretty quick and pretty hard. Again, but I'm just way too far back to make any sort of difference in the top 10. Sajendra from Malaysia, Dermot, the big friendly giant Phillips there. And yes, I think that I do finish above Dermot. It was nip and tuck all season, but I'll take it. I'm your nightmare now. Yeah, Nicholas Lohman, the other manager from the Royal Albert Hall, he's taking a break as well. I've been trying to convince him to come in, and I'll see next time. I'll see on Friday if he's actually injured. I don't think so though. Sean Shaky Her in there, 27th. James E. the Mave Lions, the Maverick. Tommy Cunyon, John Kelly, Farah Smodo, Ryan Warden, but I'll just flick through more of this on 37. Lacers, yeah, well, he really fell quite at the back end of that last season. Donkey Hannon in there, Niall Chip Richardson in there, 41st, Emil Phillips. This is the zone where I was normally always. Morgan Lyons, Connor Hussey, and those were Cyril Lyons, 7. Yeah, it's a bit more. James Crane, 50, 51. Nice one. We're getting to the dart scores now. Andrew Cunyon, good 52. Who got the bullseye? Cyril Collins, congratulations, Booby Prize to get the bullseye. So just flicking through more of the names here, if you can see for the record of last season. Yeah, so some really good heavyweight names. Parker Wan there, the Rouge, and Aiden Han Solo Fitzmaurice. Like he came second and third. He's had good seasons. But hopefully he'll come back to it again. Dylan Lyons now obviously started last a few seasons, but here he's going to take it a lot more serious, which is good. And that brings up the whole Connor Keane is also going to take things pretty serious, and he's in the Gone to the Dogs WhatsApp group, and you'll get all the information and all the updates from myself and anything that I can throw out there to help you guys get better at FPL and to promote Ballyhaunis and the regions from, I've always said the triangle of the West, from Galway to Milltown to Knock to out to, you know, Ballinlough to Castlereagh. Really want to promote the West and also people from outside and diaspora from Australia, America, Malaysia, Thailand. We have people from all over the world. Well, we all know each other, and that's the crux of it there. So good stuff. That's kind of done. Um, yeah, well done, Jack. Congratulations, bro. And that was the Christy Nicholson League Cup that happens 8 game weeks from the end. I thought I'd throw something in there. So, and that was the first prize. Um, yeah, quick look at the draft. This year it's again I'm in the draft duo, which is organized by Stephen Stratford, Knowlesy Nolan, and Jack the Dancer Maloney. So they do their updates on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to know how to play draft, get onto the duo, the draft duo team in Instagram or Twitter, or contact one of the lads, and they'll help you figure out. It's great crack. I was never into draft 2 years ago, and I just put my head to it now. I love it. I'm mad. And I won my first game. This is tier. I was in tier 5 last year. I was in the qualifiers that got me into tier 5 last year. So this is the third sort of league. So I'm in League 3 now. And League 1 is tier 1 is, well, League 1 is the best. But it's a T12 means a tier 12 player. So there's 12 players in the tier. And you can have about League 50. And you have to make your way up from League 50 all the way to League 1, whatever it is. It could, but League 1 is the one, the highest realm you can have. Whoever's organized it. I've played FPL Rocky before, not Billy. Ashley is in there. Rory, possibly. Colin, I've played before. James Hackon, I played before. Rory as well. This is Joey Neenan's team, Purple Shamrock Rovers. Yeah, just can't get away from Joey the Commando. What's the crack with his team? 30. See this joining, and so he's big into his draft as well. Fair play. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm keeping an eye, but the main thing is to win. I got kind of a bit. I think I would have won my game without Jamie Vardy, but yeah, I got in Vardy in the draft about pick 12 or 11 or whatever it was. I picked Darwin about 7 pick or whatever it was. And so he didn't play at all. So Vardy came in, but I might have just sneaked the win without Vardy. But that was nice. That was nice for him to go off the bench. That was mental stuff. I have a bar going, unfortunately, but I wasn't expecting anything from Vardy. Seriously. So I'll take the win, and that's the cracking draft. Happy to get Ellison and Jota. Yeah, I wanted Jota. I felt good about him. Wissa was another late pick. I think I got him about 10th pick, and Vardy about 12th pick, maybe more. I think Ashley Barnes will be okay, but obviously he's a minute risk. Garnacho to kind of, and I like Dallo as well. But I'm happy enough with that. A little bit, a touch of Spurs, but who wants the touch of Spurs? It sounds like the flu. Um, Look, I'll take it, and I'll keep you up to date with all things draft and what we're doing. And sure, there's not much really to look at with the state of the leaderboard here. Look, kind of gone through it. 85 for Ethan Keane and Jason Goldrick, also with all the Salah lads are there. And Saka makes the top 8 with William Nestor. A great run there. We've gone into most of the other teams at the top here. Yeah, We know how to look at Pat Kylie's. Yeah, wings in Walker, and Walker will come on. Walker should start anyway against Ipswich. Barco's a liability. But hopefully he will be gone to Seville, and his price 4 point will be locked in. Yeah, but it's just he's got a great combination. No TA, but it's hard to have them all there. And yeah, the Oracle, good start for him. Yeah, he's got his Palmer, Saka, Garnacho, Salah, love it. What's in the die fair play? No Haaland, so that's going to be interesting. I don't know what people are going to do. A lot of people have no City. Like the problem's a problem this year, folks. Is I'm very light in Arsenal. Um, and I don't have a massive. I just have Haaland, but I can scramble maybe Bernardo for next week. And but I've got no Villa, and we'll all be wanting Villa after game week 3. But then we'll have to see how Villa cope with their Champions League things. We saw how Newcastle, it kind of went to the detriment of them, and they finished outside the European places. So we'll see if Watkins and Duran and all these can carry on the good form on both fronts. Um, yeah, it's good to see the hitman back, William Nester there. A great start. Saka, yeah, he's a Liverpool man, so he definitely picked up the vibes from Jota, but that's the only Liverpool. Calafiori is interesting. He will be starting and getting good minutes. Yeah, the Newcastle thing, pub, brilliant stuff. Fardo, yeah, good. He's in good stead for the second game week. Garnacho to try and cover Bruno. Look, I think he's got a great pick there. And he got that bit of Fulham there for the good fixtures to come. Although Castagna didn't play, I'm worried about him. Let's see if he plays in the cup game that Fulham have after Saturday. We'll have to see. I'm not sure what's going on there. Robinson will play, but there's another dude that was playing instead of him. Harry Higgins, Rory Harford 2 years ago. Can't believe it's 2 years now since he last won. Horo, TAA in there, Saliba. Yeah, this is the template you want to have now if you're not going to have a Salah. And he's got a good bit there to try and cover. That's what I would have done myself, defo. If I had no Salah, I'd probably have all these exactly picked the same way. He's a great player, Rory. I wish him the best of luck over in Canada. I'm not sure if he's in Toronto or Vancouver, but yeah, I know the Jackie, the dancer, Maloney, the guy from Draft Duo. He's in Vancouver at the moment. So we're all over the world. I'm coming to you from London. Um, that's my team. Happy enough. Okay, I won't be too happy enough with that against Arsenal and Newcastle. Trust me. But I think Paro, if he gets over his knock, should be fine. Although I am a bit light in the bench. I probably have to think of something. The only thing I'm thinking about is points. Okay, so that's against Everton's fine. I'll look into. I should really roll next week so I can sort out this issue that I have with Barco, and I'd like to rest. I'd like to not have double Spurs coming up now with Newcastle and Arsenal and possibly Brighton. So yeah, even Brentford's tricky enough at home, and I'll be going to both games. I'll be going to the Everton game next Saturday, and I've got Brentford after that. So yeah, still have the season ticket. Shawnee Fitzmaurice has had a good game week there. The Starman, Adrian Phillips there. Yeah, I think if you stick with Fernandez, you will get the rewards. Smith Rowe, I think he's going to be fine, although he did play a bit deeper than Andreas the other day. Winks just come on. See, there's the Haaland and the side. See, that's what they were saying oh, is your team too weak if you've got the two premiums in? But I don't think it is. I think that's a great defense in there, and I consider Fernandez next to a premium, and he's got wings. Not sure about relying on wings there. There's one or two maybe issues of the wings in there, possibly. Smith Rowe's fine. Just have to figure it out there. Flecken's good. That's possibly where you could have got the 0.5. I know you can alternate the keepers more, but um, I'd rather have the 0.5 and get that up to a 6 or a 6.5 somehow. I think I'm sure I've done it. I've done it with my draft. I've been able to get um, five on the five midfielders. Like what have I done? Instead of Winks, have the Smith Rowe and Nkunku, a Garnacho, and Gordon and Nkunku. So I have sacrificed my defense a bit, where you have, obviously one Arsenal, no Saka. It's kind of like moot, really. I'd rather have two Arsenal, Saka and Saliba, or Havertz and Saliba, um, because you're going to lose a load of points against people that have a double Arsenal or even a treble. So it's kind of trying to have a bit of everybody, but too much of a bit of everybody, if you know what I mean. But it should be able to scramble and do well. It's a good start, so let's not knock it for him. Cahill Carney, 16. Can't really go into all the teams too much, but that's what Cahill has with Salah and Saka, Watkins. Just be a little bit concerned. Hopefully he play his way into form, and with another week's work of training and fitness. Two didn't. If they fired at all, that the potential of these two that Cahill have is just mind-boggling. But it's want to be with no Haaland. So again, for game week, two with that Ipswich game, if it does go all Pete Tong and City get a 1-0, then that's absolutely Indian summer, winter, and autumn for Cahill there. That's the risk of the year, and one, especially when loads of people are going to go trip captain Haaland. I won't be doing that myself. Aidan Gaffney there. Let's have a quick look at Joey's, and I'll leave it at that. Henderson, TA, Gabriel. Yeah, Hall's a good call. The smart money is on that he would start. Kunku, Jota. No, yeah, that really, I couldn't believe it. Joey went without Salah. But a lot of people think that Jota will really cover a lot, and he's got this is what I mean with the Arsenal, when you've got Gabriel or just Saliba. It really makes sense to really have, if the Salah, if you want to cover not having a Saka, you'd want to have like Havertz and a Gabriel or a Saliba to try and do something just in case. And in this case, I think that's what Joey's trying to do with Salah, and he's backing up Gabriel with Saka. I love it. I love it. That's very good. Eze should have got a couple of goals, and Wood and Haaland. Unlucky. That was the call anyway. It's just no brainer, wasn't it? Southampton at home. Newcastle with Southampton at home, and that ferocious atmosphere, you'd think, but as the world conspires, sending off and everything goes south. So yeah, live and learn. But still, 70 is a very, 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 very. It's probably the best score you can get without a Salah captain. That, you know. Okay, I tell a lie. Well, 78 and Gaffney's got a 70 with no Salah, but there you go. That's what I mean. It's one of the best scores you can get without a Salah. If he got his captaincy right, he'd be up there with the 86s and 87s. It's going to come down to your captaincy this year. So Um, Sean, Shaky, her. Let's have a look. Martinez. I have him on my son dream team. Rogers. Again, yeah. So Haaland, no Salah, and Jota in there. And see again, I like the Saka and the TA cover in there, and the Saliba Saka. It's very similar to what Joey's done there. Very very clever team, and Solanke is an exciting pick. I can see why people pick him, and he might be the goal penalty taker as well. Although Son as captain, he'll probably want to be taking him, but you want to give Solanke an easy shot from 12 yards, wouldn't you, just to get him off and going. Smith Rowe was fine. I think going forward, he's scoring goals in pre-season. I think he's going to be fine as well. Very, very good 5.5, and you could rise in price. And he's in a good situation going ahead tomorrow with the Ipswich home game and Liverpool with Brentford, which they won't be pushovers at all. It could be tight enough, but there's a lot on that Liverpool team, and they'll be confident after that. So I'm happy enough with where I'm going. If I do anything, I might roll, but I might think about um, pretty weak in defense if Power doesn't play. That's that's a scary issue. And then you're getting rid of a player here just to get Bernardo Silva in for Ipswich. So I'm not going to do a -4 to get anyone in. And so it's a 50-50 whether I'll just leave it and just roll and see if we can sort out something in game week three. Game week three, Arsenal, Brighton, Man United, Liverpool, okay, City, West Ham. That's a good game for Haaland in the past. But that's the story, and that's all we have for you. Um, yeah, this season in the King of the Travelers didn't have an awful lot of take up this season. Um, I haven't checked if I won my thing. I did against the average. Okay, fair enough. Um, so who's in it? The Pack Kylie's in it. Starman's in it. Long Dog's in it. All big names. The Maverick is in it. Uh, Stevie Nolan's in it. So some big names. Joey in to defend. He won it last year, the King of the Travellers. Um, Kevin Kilbride. So yeah, massive names. Cal's in there. Cal Carney's in there. Ross O'Hara from Kildare. He's Roy Harford's mate. I met him in London, an NFL game. So he's fine. Andy Cugnon's in there. So yeah, it's even though there's just 17 of us in it, it's a high quality 17. All right, well, that's all I got for you, I suppose. Just a quick uh, roll of honor. This is basically the honors list I've compiled of the Christy Nicholson winners, and it's just like a roundup. Me in 2014, great score, like this massive points score. When we didn't have the COVID sort of, and we had the three wild cards in certain years, and it was more like straight FPL, and I just captain Suarez every game, every season. I had no bias against them. 1,474, so that was a good win. John Kelly won it 2 years in a row, 75,104. In the world, Park won in 2017, 81,000 overall, won it. So you can see that the Christy Nick to win it, the worst time he ever had it was like just over 100K in overall. So it's a great sign by doing well in the Christie and the competitiveness of it. Like this, it's no joke. Like top 50K in the world, 10 million with Duncan Hannon in 2018. That's terrific stuff. Christy Kilcourse, 37,000, great score there. Myself, just under the 50K the year in 2020, the COVID year. I took it. Two joinings there. just blew us all away. 79th in the world that year in 2021. And a proper good round score, 62,000. And Roy Harford 2 years ago from Lutsk in Dublin, below the 40k. And look at Jack Carney there with that 20,000 top overall finish. Just brilliant stuff. So that's what people want to get their name on the list. And yeah, that's the story there. So nobody's ever won it 3 times in a row. So, or 3 times. So we're all back in the hunt for who's going to win for this year. And I'll be back with again next week, sometime for a roundup. Hopefully, I'll have a camera, but if not, it'll be fine. Take care. God bless. And Guru out. Thanks for watching and give us a like and subscribe.